question I get every day is, are police required to read you your Miranda rights? It's a common belief that if you're arrested, the police have to read your Miranda rights. We've seen this in countless TV shows where a case was dismissed because an officer failed to read some of their Miranda rights. The police are not required to read you your Miranda rights. Let's explore why. The Miranda warning is a legal requirement set up by the U.S. Supreme Court in Miranda versus Arizona. It was set up to protect a suspect's right to their Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. But here's when Miranda rights must be given to someone. It's under two requirements. Officers only have to read you your Miranda rights if you're in custody and you're subject to interrogation. In other words, if you're not free to leave, the officer has to read you your Miranda rights before they can ask you any questions. So let's say an officer doesn't read you your Miranda rights. All it means is your statements can't be used against you in court. The case doesn't get dismissed, it just goes on just without your statements. So when might you not have to hear those Miranda rights? During traffic stops. An officer doesn't have to read you your rights to ask you questions if they made a traffic stop. Those are considered investigation. And Miranda rights don't have to be read after he pulls you over and says, what was your speed? So an officer doesn't have to read you Miranda rights after he pulls you over and says, do you know why I pulled you over? Also, they don't have to read your Miranda rights when they're doing field sobriety tests. So if you're pulled over for suspicion for DUI, they don't have to read you Miranda rights before they ask you to take field sobriety tests. The courts have found that these are non-custodial and non-interrogative. Also, if you're just giving a witness statement, witness statements are considered voluntary. They're not considered you being in custody. Rather, if you're a suspect, then they have to read your Miranda rights because you're in custody and they're interrogating you. In many circumstances, Miranda rights don't have to be given because they don't meet that criteria. However, this doesn't mean you should freely incriminate yourself when being asked questions by law enforcement. In almost all cases, you have a right to remain silent, and you have a right not to answer questions if an officer asks you. So I hope this clarifies any misconception people have with Miranda. If you found this information helpful, please leave a comment below or give us some ideas for more information in the future.